Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here on the Garnet Sports Network. We've got a baseball doubleheader for you. The Swarthmore College Garnet taking on the McDaniel College Green Terror. Both of these teams will wrap up their regular season today. Swarthmore still with a chance at the postseason. McDaniel mathematically eliminated from the playoff hunt. Swarthmore will need to sweep the Green Terror today and get some help from Muhlenberg and Gettysburg to make it into the playoffs. Swarthmore will need F&M and Haverford to lose both of their games today and Dickinson to split to have a chance at the playoffs. But it's an outside chance for the Garnet, but they are still alive, and we'll see how they perform today. They're coming off a big win against Haverford yesterday. It was a 14-7 victory over the Fords. Charlie Levitt had 2 home runs and drove in 5 RBIs. Max Grullon also adding a home run for the Garnet. They bounced back from a tough loss to Haverford in the midweek, went on the road and beat their Trico rivals to stay alive in the Centennial Conference. Just going over some ground rules here at home plate. We're going to have the national anthem for you in a second, and then this game will get underway. Starting for the Garnet on the mound will be Noah Linhart. For the Green Terror, it will be Thaxton. These teams played last year at home here at Clothier Field. McDaniel coming away with a sweep. A lot has changed in a year, though, for the Green Terror. Having a little bit of difficulty on the mound. They have a team ERA of 6.31 this season. Part of that could be attributed to the loss of their 2 starting pitchers, seniors Zach Cronick and Marty Windish. Swarthmore has kicked it into another gear as we've gotten into conference play. A little bit of a slower start to the year, having trouble on offense, but it's been all Garnet since then. And still a couple more ground rules to go over here. Sweeping the field. We're going to get started a little bit after 12:30, but thanks again for joining us here on the Garnet Sports Network. We'll also have Game 2 here broadcast live, that one with a tentative start of 3:30 p.m. This is the last weekend of the regular season for the Swarthmore athletic teams. Haverford hosting Swarthmore in men's and women's lacrosse. The men's lacrosse team with a chance to make the second straight appearance in the postseason, and the women's lacrosse team looking to end their season on a high note. Also in action today, Swarthmore's men's and women's tennis teams hosting Johns Hopkins. In both cases, Swarthmore, if they win those matches, they will host the Centennial Conference playoffs. If they lose, home court advantage will go to the Blue Jays. Swarthmore and Johns Hopkins are both undefeated in Centennial Conference play. All 4 of those teams nationally ranked. The Swarthmore men are number 31. The Swarthmore women tied for 40th. On the Johns Hopkins side, I believe the men's team is 21st and the women's team is 14th. And we're going to take a little bit of a break for the national anthem, but we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network.
Pitching for the Garnet is a freshman.
Warming up now is Noah Linhart.
The DH is a sophomore, number 2.
And we'll set the Garnet defense for you here. In left, we've got Charlie Levitt. Senior Ryan Burnett in center. A.J. Liu out in right. At third, we have another senior, Wes Fishburne. Freshman Max Grullon at short. Matt Palmer at second. Cole Beaker at first. Behind the mound is Kenji Yoshi. And warming up here is Noah Linhart. Leading off the inning for the Green Terror will be Antonio Rosanova. After him is Will Strauss and then Nick Valori. And it's a bit of a steamy one here. I believe it's in the 80s already. A little bit warmer than normal for late April, early May, but it's still a beautiful day for some baseball. As Rosanova steps up to the batter's box to get things started for McDaniel.
Now batting, number 8, Antonio Rosanova.
That one fouled behind. 0-1 on Rosanova. Rosanova, get you some stats on him in just a second here. Rosanova hitting .324 this year. He started in all 33 games for the Green Terror. Stolen 22 bases. I believe that leads the Centennial Conference. And that one is hit to right field as he will reach first, leading off with a single.
Now batting, number 4, Will Strauss.
Bringing up Will Strauss. Strauss has seen limited action so far this year for the Terror. This is his 32nd at-bat and 7th game started. He's hitting .258, 8 hits. He'll try to move Rosanova around. As I just mentioned, Rosanova is a threat to steal, so we'll see what kind of leadoff he takes. And he goes, and he's safe. Looked like the throw was in time, but he might have gotten just under the tag, and Rosanova moves himself into scoring position with his 23rd stolen base of the season. That one hit into play over to Grullon at short. Throws over to first to Beaker for the routine out. Rosanova advancing himself to third. And that will bring up Nick Valori. Valori hitting .437 this year. That's tops in the Centennial Conference. He's got 55 hits. 10 of those are doubles, 2 triples and 4 home runs, 30 runs and 23 RBIs for the graduate right fielder. Nick Valori, he takes that one for a strike. Good start from Linhart. In women's tennis action, Swarthmore trails 2-1 after doubles, but picked up a crucial win at the first spot in a tiebreaker. That one delivered for a ball. Those teams, as I mentioned earlier, jockeying for the top seed in the upcoming women's tennis tournament. The men's teams will play at 2:30 today over on Faulkner Courts. And he swings and misses at that one. 1-2 on Nick Valori. One down, runner on third. And Valori goes down. He reached for that one.
Now batting number 27, Casey Nelson.
And 27, Casey Nelson steps up, hoping to score a run for the Terror. He's got Rosanova on third. Nelson hitting .320 this year. He started in 32 out of 33 games for McDaniel. He's got 40 hits. McDaniel not having trouble on offense this year. They're batting .308. Their problems have come on the other side. Not having much luck pitching, 6.31 ERA, as I mentioned before. That one singled into the gap at left. That will drive in Rosanova, and McDaniel on the board early after a pair of base hits, including one by the leadoff runner, Antonio Rosanova, who crosses the plate. So with 2 down, McDaniel leading 1-0. That one high and long, and that one is out of here. That's a home run on the first pitch by Eric Grantland. McDaniel now leads 3-0. Tough start for the Garnet here after that crushed ball by Eric Grantland. His 3rd home run of the year and the 12th of the year for McDaniel. Now taking his turn will be Zach Glover. Glover splits his time between pitching and being the designated hitter. He swings at that one and misses. And just a reminder, 3-0 lead after 1 inning is not a death sentence as we saw yesterday. That one low for a ball, 1-1. Swarthmore trailed by 3 after 1 against Haverford, but came back to win that one 14-7, led 14-5 up until the 9th inning. And the hits keep coming for the Green Terror. That one into left center, Burnett grabbing it. Glover thinks too, but wisely retreats back to first after he sees the throw from Burnett.
Now batting number 9, Logan Seitz.
Logan Seitz will come up to bat here. Seitz hitting .320. He's had 25 at-bats this year. So McDaniel getting things going early here with 3 runs off of 4 hits, including a 2-run shot to left field. Swarthmore has the offense to come back from this, but they do need to settle in for a strike. Linhart scheduled, Linhart starting game 1 here. Ryan Warren scheduled to start game 2. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Good job by Linhart to work ahead here. Taken for a ball. 1-2 now on Seitz. And there's a hit and run situation. That one grounded weakly to Palmer. Palmer throws to Beaker. That will end the inning. Green Terror lead 3-0 behind 4 hits, including a 2-run home run by Eric Grantland. Swarthmore looks to chip into that deficit here as they start in the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Garnet will be A.J. Liu, the freshman right fielder. And we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Looking to get things started for Swarthmore will be number 28, A.J. Liu. A.J. Liu has brought it to a new level since conference play started. Against Centennial opponents, he's hitting, I believe, 364. Prior to that, he was hitting somewhere in the 200s. Taken for a ball by Liu. Liu also has quite a bit of patience at the plate. I believe he's drawn, let's see how many walks he has. He leads the team, drawn 15 walks this year. Got a good eye for a freshman. Takes that one for a strike, 1-1. Swarthmore, a very young team. Over half their roster are in their first year of collegiate competition, but today is about the seniors, honoring Wesley Fishburne, Ryan Burnett, and Steven Matos Torres. That one low for a ball from Thaxton. Brad Thaxton on the mound. And that one off the plate for a ball. Liu ahead in the count now, 3-1. Looking to draw another walk, get things started. On deck is Charlie Levitt. Levitt had a career day yesterday. He had 2 home runs, 4 hits, 3 runs, and 5 RBI. As Liu will take a free trip to first on that walk. Levitt, a sophomore outfielder from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1. On deck is Wesley Fishburne, one of the aforementioned seniors. Fishburne has been electric for the Garnet. He came back just before conference play. I think he's hitting somewhere in the mid-400s against Centennial foes. Overall hitting .472, slugging .642. On-base percentage of .548 in 15 games. I believe he's got a 14 or 15 game hit streak since coming back. Now on a ball from Thaxton. Liu taking a big lead. Thaxton threw over there earlier to keep him honest. Count is 1-1 on Levitt. Over the plate for a strike. 1-2 now the count. We'll also bring you some scores from around the league as it does affect the playoff race. F&M and Muhlenberg scoreless right now in the second inning. And there's a hit and run situation, but Levitt fouls it off. Count remains 1-2. Liu with 9 stolen bases this year. Got some speed on the bases. Throws over to first. Brad Thaxton making his 9th start of the season for the Green Terror and his 9th appearance. Pitched just a shade under 40 innings coming into this game. Time called. Levitt grounds over, escapes the glove of the first baseman, Grantland. Liu will go all the way to third. Runners on the corner now for the Garnet. And this is a great start for the Garnet as they look to erase this 3-run deficit here. Leadoff hitter Lou at third, Levitt at first. No down for Wesley Fishburne. Fishburne has been terrorizing the conference so far this year as he looks to cap off his senior season, which was shortened by injury. He came back from an injury he suffered at the end of last season, but he has not missed a beat here. He shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike one. It's remarkable what Fishburne has been able to do coming back midway through the season, hitting like his sophomore year when he was a first-team all-conference selection and a second-team all-region player. Thaxton throws over to first, Levitt sliding back safely. Levitt leads the team by a pretty wide margin. He's got 15 stolen bases. Very active. And he takes off. Speak of the devil, throw is made. Tag is made, and Levitt is out. That was a good jump by Casey Nelson, the catcher, on the throw. He knew the scouting report on Levitt. And he'll go back to the dugout. 1 out now. Runner remains on third. Fishburne facing an 0-2 count. That one well outside. 1-2. And Fishburne gets a piece of that. It'll land in right. Lou tagging up, and he is safe. That'll be a sac fly credited to Wes Fishburne. That will score the first run of the game for Swarthmore. 2 down, bases empty for Connor Elliott. Elliott's second in the team with a .339 batting average. Takes that one for strike one. He's got 42 hits this year. Leads the team with 31 RBIs. I believe that's top 5 in the Centennial Conference. Elliott gets a good piece of that one. Right fielder retreating. Can't make the grab. And Elliott will be in for a stand-up double to extend the inning. Good piece of hitting with 2 outs there by Elliott. It brings up freshman first baseman Cole Beaker. Beaker hitting .305. He's got 40 hits this year, 9 doubles, 23 RBIs. Beaker also started a game at pitcher this year against Coast Guard, picked up a win. That was on spring break. Haven't seen him on the mound. That one in the dirt. Elliott goes. He is safe. And just like that, Swarthmore threatening to score another run and chip even further into this deficit. A little bit of a conference at the mound here. That one just high for a ball. Count 2-0 on Beaker. Strike one. And Beaker will single in a run. Connor Elliott crossing the plate. And just like that, Swarthmore now trails by only 1 run. Good response by the Garnet offense here as Max Gruyon comes to the plate. Gruyon homered yesterday against Haverford. That was a solo shot by the freshman shortstop. He's got Beaker at first, Palmer on deck. That one in for a strike. Looked a little low off the plate, but strike called. And Gruyon gets a good piece of that. It's over to right and grabbed by Nick Valori. Good foot speed from Valori there. So Swarthmore trails by 1 as we head into the second, but good response from the Garnet offense to keep this game close and give Linhart the support he needs. We'll see how they look in the second inning as Linhart is back on the mound. We'll take a little bit of a break, but we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network.
Now batting number 5, Tyler O'Shea.
And we're here in the top of the second. Swarthmore trailing 3-2. Tyler O'Shea leading off for the Green Terror. O'Shea hitting .265 this year. He's got 27 hits. Started 32, played in 32 games, and he gets a single off of Linhart. The first pitch singled up the middle. And McDaniel continues to get runners on base here. Batting is Keegan Romanoff. He's only had 3 at-bats this year. He shows bunt, lays down a bunt. That's to Fishburne. Fishburne throws over to first. It's in time, but the sacrifice does its job.
Batting number 8, Antonio Rosanova.
Brings the runner to second. And Rosanova is up to bat for the second time today. We're at the top of the order. Rosanova singled, stole second, and then scored from third in the first inning. That one fouled away. Swarthmore, again, is still in the Centennial Conference playoff hunt. They need to sweep McDaniel today, and they need F&M and Haverford to get swept by Muhlenberg and Gettysburg, respectively. They also need Dickinson to split with Johns Hopkins. So a lot of contingencies there, but Swarthmore is playing for its playoff life here. That one in for a strike. 0-2 on Rosanova. The Swarthmore men's lacrosse team also still alive. The men's and women's tennis teams have clinched playoff berths and are competing for the top seed today against Johns Hopkins. 0-2 the count on Rosanova, runner at second. He reaches for that one, swings and misses. 2 down now.
Batting number 4, Will Strauss.
Good recovery by Linhart as Will Strauss steps up to the dish. It's a warm, humid one here in Swarthmore. Definitely feel bad for the players as Linhart goes back to second. Feel bad for the players wearing pants and heavy jerseys. Luckily, none of them have to wear black today. It would be quite unfortunate. So we got a runner on second, 2 down for Strauss. Strauss thinks about swinging to that one. He holds back, but he probably should have as it's a strike. 1-1. Linhart throws over to Gruyan at second. As you can see from the broadcast, there's quite a bit of construction going on just past the field. Those are new dormitories that will be open next year. That one in for a strike. 1-2. They'll supplement Palmer, Pittenger, and Roberts, the 3 existing dorms in that direction. Those dorms will have a cool sort of synergy with the baseball field, allowing fans to have a unique experience at Clothier Field. And that one a called strike as Strauss goes down with the bat on his shoulders. So the Green Terror put a runner on second but can't bring him around. They still lead 3-2 as we head here into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. Matt Palmer will lead off the inning for Swarthmore. We've got a score update for you in baseball in the second inning. The bottom of the second, Muhlenberg leads F&M 2-0. Ursinus up 3-0 on Washington College in the top of the second. Do not have a score from that Haverford-Gettysburg game. Palmer fouling that one off near the third base line. Not able to get live stats for that one. But I will bring you updates if I get them. 0-1 the count on Palmer. Off speed there for a ball, 1-1. Brad Thaxton on the mound for the Terror. And Palmer ropes a short single into left field.
Now batting number 17, Kenji Yoshi.
Both teams having a little difficulty getting on base so far this game. We're only in the bottom of the second. There's combined 9 hits. Stepping up is Kenji Yoshi, freshman catcher from Tokyo, Japan. Yoshi bunts, but he bunts that one foul. And
I mean, he still has it full.
so Palmer at first. Yoshi at the plate. He shows bunt again. This one also foul, so he's down 0-2 here. Not likely to see him try a third time. Senior center fielder Ryan Burnett, the 9-hitter, is on deck. In the hole, the leadoff, A.J. Liu. Burnett, one of 3 seniors playing in their last regular season games today for the Garnet. Yoshi reaches for that one, swings and misses, goes down. 1 out as Burnett will step up to the box.
Number 4, Ryan Burnett.
Yesterday against the Fords, Burnett had a multi-hit game, including a triple. See if he can continue that here today. He's got Palmer at first. Off the plate for a ball. Burnett takes another ball. Two and 0. Prior to the game, Burnett, Matos, Torres, and Fishburne honored faculty members who have had a profound impact on the development here at Swarthmore. That was for Burnett, it was Professor Guardiola of the Spanish department. For Matos Torres, it was Professor Mackin in engineering, as he takes that one for a strike. And for Wesley Fishburne, it was Associate Dean and Professor Diane Anderson. I'd like to give a big thank you to all the faculty members here at Swarthmore that make the place so special and intellectually stimulating. I myself am a graduate of Swarthmore. Oh, a large debt of gratitude to all the professors who've helped me throughout the years. Thaxton throwing over to first to keep Palmer there. 2-1 the count on Burnett. Palmer goes back. They're worried about him at first. Speaking of intellectual life here at Swarthmore, classes have just wrapped up, and all our Swarthmore students will be taking finals starting, I believe, Thursday or Friday. They have a brief reading period. As Burnett gets a good piece of that one. It hits off the wall and left as Palmer goes to third, and that's a double for Ryan Burnett.
Now batting number 28, A.J. Liu.
A.J. Liu up for the second time today. Liu walked in his first at-bat. So we've got runners on second and third and 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Swarthmore not needing much time here to erase that 3-run deficit. Could look to take a lead here with one swing of the bat. We'll see what A.J. Liu can do here against Thaxton. Takes that one for a ball. And that's right at the second baseman, who can't make the play as Palmer scores. Burnett goes to third. Runner, game is tied. And that'll be an E4. Error credited to the second baseman. As the game is now knotted up at 3. Levitt looking to make the Green Terror pay for that one. That one a little off the plate, 1-0. So Matt Palmer crossing the plate for the game-tying run. We've got Burnett at third and Liu at first. Thaxton throws over to first. Keep Liu there. Fishburne is on deck for the Garnet. That one a ball from Thaxton. He's having trouble settling in here today so far. Neither pitcher has looked stellar in the early goings. Liu gets a piece of that, but hits it foul. Apologies. Charlie Levitt now at the plate. A.J. Liu on first. Levitt goes over to the second baseman. He throws to second, and they don't get the double play there, as Burnett will score from third. 2 outs. Swarthmore leads 4-3. Levitt using his speed there to stop the double play. Wes Fishburne stepping up now. So Fishburne steps up to bat. He had a sac fly in his first appearance. That was in the first inning. We're at the bottom of the second here. This game at about 45 minutes here. We're in the... That one low. Catcher throws over to first. Levitt safe. Muhlenberg continues to lead 2-0 in the bottom of the third over F&M. Ursinus ahead 3-0 on Washington College. Don't have that Haverford-Gettysburg score for you, unfortunately. Over in women's tennis, Swarthmore down 2-1 after doubles. They trail on all 6 singles courts. You can find those live stats at swarthmoreathletics.com. Fishburne gets a good piece of that one. It's high, and it's grabbed. No, it nestles in the outfield wall there as Levitt will score all the way from first. That's a double by Wes Fishburne.
Now batting number 2, Connor Elliott.
I thought the McDaniel center fielder had made the catch there, but looks like it kind of got stuck out in center field. And Swarthmore leads 5-3 after 3 runs in this inning. All will be unearned due to that error over at second base. Not a lot of comfort in that, though, for McDaniel as they saw a 3-0 lead evaporate to a 5-3 disadvantage. McDaniel is out of the playoff race. Right now, the skipper for the Green Terror, Seibert, having a discussion with the umpires. Not sure what they're talking about. That's Dave Seibert, who's had over 30 years with the Green Terror. He's in his 37th season. He himself a graduate, but back when it was Western Maryland. Graduating in 1978. So Seibert a mainstay out there in Westminster. Connor Elliott now at the plate. Fishburne on second after that double. Looked like the tag might have been applied in time, but Fishburne ruled safe. Little tag on the head there. Elliott takes that for strike one. Swarthmore ahead 5-3. Both of these games are must win for the Garnet. Thaxton steps off the rubber there. Facing down Fishburne. Getting some heckles from the Swarthmore dugout there. Always in good spirit, though. Elliott fouls that one off for strike two. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Swarthmore leading 5-3. Behind 3 runs in this inning. They've got 6 hits total. Could be in for a long afternoon here at Clothier Field. We got another game after this one. Muhlenberg now ahead 3-0 over F&M out in Allentown. That's good news for the Garnet as they need the Mules to sweep the Diplomats. And Elliott weakly to the catcher who throws over to first. That's the final out of the inning. Swarthmore scoring 3. They've got 5 unanswered to lead 5-3 as we head into the top of the third. We'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. And we're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Linhart takes the mound again. He's got a 2-run cushion here as Nick Valori comes up to the bat for the second time today. Takes that one for a ball. I believe Valori struck out in his previous time at the plate. On deck is number 27, Casey Nelson. Valori over to Fishburne at third. Fishburne with the long throw, showing off that arm strength as the Garnet get the first out of the inning. So Casey Nelson will come up to bat. On deck will be Eric Grantland. Grantland had the 2-run homer for McDaniel in the first inning. Swarthmore leading 5-3 here after 5 unanswered runs. Since conference play has started up, Swarthmore has had an absolute revelation on offense. I believe they're 3rd or 4th in the conference in batting average against conference opponents. I think they're 3rd in on-base percentage and a little bit lower in slugging, but they've been performing like a playoff team, a top 4 team, since they've been playing conference foes. And it's great to see, especially a young squad, step up their play when the key games are on the schedule. That bodes well for the Garnet's future. They will say goodbye to Fishburne, Burnett, and Matos Torres, a class that has contributed a lot over the years. But in my opinion, they seem to be well equipped for the future, especially with the class of 2020 providing such a good chunk of their pitching and hitting prowess in just their first season of collegiate baseball. But enough talk about the future. We're here in the present as Strauss is 1-2 against Linhart here. 1 down. That's a ball off the plate. It's always very tempting in sports to talk about potential and the future and the things to come. You just look at the Philadelphia 76ers and their process. It's alluring to think about what a player can bring and how to develop that talent as Nelson takes a hard one to the back. I misspoke when I said Strauss earlier. That was Nelson at the plate. And Eric Grantland, the man who homered, is coming up for his second at-bat. And I just got a score update from our athletic director. Haverford leading Gettysburg 8-1 over in Gettysburg. That does not bode well for the Garnet, as a win by Haverford will eliminate Swarthmore mathematically. But baseball's a crazy sport. A lot of things can happen. 7 runs, you can get that in an inning or two, as that wild pitch from Linhart lets the runner get to second. Baseball and softball, you can't really run the clock out. You need to play the whole thing out, and comebacks can happen. Who knows? So doesn't bode well for the Garnet, but, again, there's a lot of baseball still left to be played today. As I was just pontificating, I think it's always interesting to hear the language people use to talk about the future and developing athletes and the talent that can come along, and to think of how long you wait for someone to develop into a successful player, how many years of perhaps mixed results justify or make it worth it, as that one is strike on Grantland. We see this language a lot in the NBA, as a lot of teams have tanked to sort of get high draft picks and build franchises around players like Joel Embiid. The Sixers haven't seen that really pan out yet, but they are hopeful for the future. Embiid showing promise in his shortened season this year. 2-1 the count on Grantland. Takes that one for a ball, 3-1. Linhart pitching carefully around Grantland, who has already demonstrated his power here today. all that being said, Swarthmore, again, with a very bright future to compete here in the Centennial Conference. And the runner takes off over to third. He is safe. An acrobatic job to try to apply the tag by Wes Fishburne. His momentum was carrying him in one direction. He had to swing his arm around the other way. Thought he would be able to get the runner there. Stealing from third, always a difficult proposition, but he is there. Apologies for the graphic. There it is now. Runner on third. Having to do double duty here. Playoff and play-by-play, rather, and graphics updating. Grantland, full count here. Swings that one over. It grounds to Palmer. Palmer will throw to first. Get Grantland, but he is credited with an RBI, his third of the day, as he singles in run number 4 for the Green Terror. I may be joined later in this broadcast by Director of Athletic Communications, Brandon Hodnett. He's over at men's tennis. We'll see if he makes it back in time. Judging by the way this game has proceeded, I will imagine he will be joining me before the conclusion of this one, as that one's fouled off by Zach Glover, the designated hitter. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Taking that one for a ball, count evens to 1. Swarthmore holding on to a 1-run lead. That one grounded to Palmer, and he will make the final out of the inning. So McDaniel gets a run back, but they still trail by 1 as we head into the bottom of the third. Swarthmore looking to keep their offensive roll going here as we bring them up to bat. We're coming at you live on the Garnet Sports Network. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't change that dial. And we're back. Cole Beaker leading off the inning here. 1-0. He takes that first pitch for a ball. A pretty good attendance here on this bright, sunny, warm day at Clothier Field. We've got Ernie Prudente, the former head baseball coach and professor of physical education, and the namesake for this wonderful press box. He's here today, talking to Associate Dean and Professor Diane Anderson, who will be retiring at the end of this year. That's a single up the middle for Beaker as he stays hot at the plate. Bringing up his classmate Max Grouillon. Just a fun name to say. Freshman shortstop Max Grouillon. Stepping into that role vacated by Fishburne. Fishburne was still on the DL to start the year. Max Grouillon slotted over to short. Fishburne came back playing out of position at third, but it has worked out defensively for the Garnet. They've improved as the year has gone on, making fewer errors. in for a strike. They've seen their fielding percentage increase. I believe they're fielding somewhere around 960 against Centennial Conference opponents this year. They've definitely progressed throughout the season. Kudos to Coach Midkiff and his whole staff. And that one evades the left fielder, hits the wall. Beaker running. And he gets the go-ahead. And that will be a run for Cole Beaker. Not sure how that one's going to be scored. Looked like there might have been an error. Definitely a problem with Rosanova handling that cutoff. I'll let our statistician figure that one out, and I'll update you on how that one was scored. Thaxton not having a good day on the mound there. He might get pulled. Pitching has not been the forte of the Green Terrors so far this season. I hate to keep piling on them.
Does he still get the RBI even if...
So we've got a new arm on the mound. It will be number 19. And we're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Now joined in the booth by Brandon Hodnett. Brandon,
Roy,
how are you
how's
doing
it
today?
going?
I'm doing pretty well. We've got a pitching change. McDaniel stepping in. It's Austin Fry, number 19. A little bit of confusion as he is listed as 13 on this roster here. Palmer showing bunt, pulls back, strike. Grullon is out at third. Got a little bit too aggressive there on the base paths.
And that's a gift for the new pitcher. Come in, get an out just like that.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got a good jump there, and, stealing third is always more difficult. I believe that's the second time Swarthmore's been caught stealing today. Levitt was tagged out at second. Palmer with a single to his name earlier today. He takes that one for a ball. We've got one gone. And Swarthmore leading 6-4 over in Allentown. Muhlenberg up 3-1 on F&M. That one a ball, but Haverford, believe, is still up on Gettysburg. We don't have live stats for that one, but they had a 7-run lead last time we checked in. Anywho, Palmer grounds that weakly to third, but it may be enough to get in there. And that will be perhaps a single and an error. I think he might have beaten the throw. In any case, then the error brings him over to second.
Yeah, it looked like Palmer was pretty much there by the time the throw came in. And that's just a perfect hit, a slow roller. It's slowing down even more in the grass. Hard for a third baseman to charge and make that play.
Yeah, and they kind of shoot themselves in the foot a little bit there with their second error of the inning. Third of the game gives Palmer a free bag. He's now in scoring position as Kenji Yoshi will step up to the plate. That'll be an E5 in there for a strike. Giving you updates. And Haverford up 9-1 at the top of the third. As Yoshi is 0-1 here. Swings at that one a little bit late. So we'll give you the lowdown on Austin Fry. Fry with a 6.0 even ERA. This is his 13th appearance for the Green Tear. He's pitched 18 innings in this season. Thaxton not getting a quality start there for McDaniel. And Yoshi goes down looking. That's a backwards K for him. Ryan Burnett will step back up to the plate. Burnett's had himself a day so far on his final home doubleheader of his career. He's a 4-year starter, big-time contributor to this program. Name appearing in a couple places in the record books. It's always crucial when you can have a guy who starts day in and day out for all 4 years of his career. You know what kind of performance you're going to get and leadership you're going to get from someone like that. And Burnett has been asked to step up quite a bit this year. For a long time, he was the only senior in the lineup with the injuries to Fishburne and Matos Torres, really asked to perform on and off the field. And I think, judging by the growth Swarthmore has shown over this season, he's done a terrific job being kind of another coach there for the Garnet. Takes that one for a ball. 2 outs here.
It's a really interesting situation that Swarthmore has this year with 19 freshmen on their squad. They're going to be poised for success for the next couple years, and guys like Bernie have really helped develop some of these younger players.
Absolutely, and I talked about that a little bit earlier, and it's always interesting because the Centennial Conference, as that one in for a strike, has been a complete logjam this year. Going into the final 2 games, there's 6 teams in contention for 3 playoff spots. This week, it's just been really close in the middle. Johns Hopkins has really been the only team so far to establish themselves. They're number 7 or 8 in the country, I believe, and they have a 15-1 record against conference opponents. That went in for a ball, losing only 1 to Muhlenberg earlier this season. So I think it's been this way for a couple years, but you see a lot of splits as all these teams are struggling to kind of establish themselves in a clear pecking order.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest thing in college baseball, especially at this level, is if you have a couple dominant pitchers, you can really sweep those series. And Swarthmore looks like they have a couple young guys that can, they've really shown, with Warm and Lake really showing that they have some good stuff. And I think in the future, Swarthmore's going to be sweeping a lot more series when you get those 2 guys, pitching back-to-back and stuff.
And Charles Grappi's had a little bit of a down year in his sophomore year, but he had a great outing against Ursinus earlier in the week. That was I believe a 6-1 victory for the Garnet. And, it's interesting because this year Swarthmore has split with everybody with the exception of Hopkins, but last season they had sweeps, or they got swept in the whole season, non-conference included. So it's kind of peculiar. I'm not sure how to explain that, but I do think you're right. I think at this level, having a reliable pitcher is really tantamount to picking up those sweeps, and having 2 guys who can get you those wins is an absolute luxury. As Burnett stays hot at the plate, he singles to left.
That's going to bring home Palmer.
Palmer.
Oh, he's out.
Looks like you spoke too soon there, Brandon.
Wow.
Palmer tagged out at home. So that'll be a single for Burnett. As Swarthmore tagged out at third and then tagged out at home. Aggressive on the base paths, but that hurt them a little bit there as they hold on to a 2-run lead, 6-4 here as we head into the top of the fourth. We're going to see Noah Linhart step back onto the mound. We'll take a little bit of a break, but we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. And we're back here in the top of the fourth. Logan Seitz leads off for McDaniel. Linhart delivering a ball there. Seitz, the left fielder, believe he's the number 7 hitter for the Green Terror.
0 for 1 today so far.
McDaniel, as I alluded to earlier in the broadcast, used to be Western Maryland. Not sure when they changed. I think it's sometime around the turn of the millennium. Very interesting nickname too, the Green Terror. And if you've ever seen their logo, it looks like kind of a swamp monster sort of going on.
Yeah, you got to see their actual mascot in person. It's terrifying. It's the stuff of nightmares.
Absolute nightmare fuel. Just a total. I would say monstrosity, I guess. But I if you're
I
the
think
Green,
that's the point of it.
Yeah, if you're the Green
not
Terror,
supposed to be cute and cuddly.
If you're the Green Terror, you gotta strike terror into the hearts of your opponents. I mean, it makes sense. As Linhart gets a ball there, count is full.
So, Roy, I'm just joining you in the broadcast here. Can you catch me up on how Swarthmore was able to get on the board? 6 runs so far.
Absolutely.
As Seitz goes down on strikes there.
So, in the first inning, the Green Terror scored 3 runs. They had a 2-run home run in left field. But, Swarthmore just kind of rallied on offense. Nothing really too fancy. I know, they had a double. They had some singles that they put together. Just sort of no real big hits. They haven't needed the bats. They haven't needed the extra base hits so far today. They had 3 home runs against Haverford yesterday, but today it's, just been kind of singles, moving runners around, stolen bases, things like that. And I think that's encouraging because I think that kind of plays a lot more sustainable than trying to get those big hits as he takes that one for a strike.
Looks like the biggest one was a RBI double or 2 RBI double for Fishburne. Is that
yeah?
the case?
Fishburne has he's stayed hot at the plate. I believe he's got a 15-game hitting streak.
Man.
That one in for a ball. Swarthmore going to miss all 3 of its seniors as they play in their final home conference doubleheader here. And if a couple breaks go Swarthmore's way, they could have some more games this season. That is a well-hit ball. It drops. Burnett diving, evades his glove. That was at the plate. It was O'Shea. O'Shea in for a double.
Didn't look like Burnett had the greatest read on that one. He was going back, and then it kind of, went left a little bit on him, but
Tough play to make
Yeah.
out there in center field. He's been very dependable, as I said, for the Garnet, a 4-year starter occupying that place in the outfield. Got a heck of an arm, too. Linhart steps off the mound. He's looking to settle in here a little bit. Got a couple cameo appearances in the stands. Several members of the softball team. We've got SAC president Mike Rubio. A whole cast of characters here on this beautiful day out at Clothier Field. So we've got a runner on second with 1 out. Green Terror trail by 2. Take that one for a strike. I think it's always difficult for a team, like McDaniel, that's a little bit out of the conference standings. These are their last games of their season. No real postseason hopes for them to kind of motivate themselves and to still, compete and play up to their potential at the end of the season. What are your thoughts on that, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean the seniors on this squad, they're always, they know it's their last games out here, and they're going to be giving it everything they've got, and just knowing that it's the last game of the season, I think that gives you a certain level of motivation in itself.
And that one is weakly
wow.
hit. Yoshi goes over. A good jump by Yoshi, gets the play at first, and the runner advances to third, 2 outs. Linhart looked like he was gunning for that one, but Yoshi kind of asserted himself there to grab it, throw over to first.
Yeah, the physics on that one were interesting. He got a good full swing on it. It went about 6 feet in front of home plate. He just caught the end of the bat, and it was just kept rotating and rotating. So that is a tough play for the pitcher to make, and that's the right choice to let Yoshi field that one.
So McDaniel with a runner on third, 2 outs, in for a strike. Linhart looks to get out of this inning with a 2-run advantage intact. It's been mostly offense here today. 16 combined hits for the two teams. 10 for Swarthmore, 6 for McDaniel. Chopper over to third. Fishburne making the play at first. Run will not count with a force at first. Swarthmore holds on to that 2-run lead. We're heading into the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Leading off the inning is the top of the order, A.J. Liu, number 28. Lou has really come into his own this year. Did not start to begin the season, but has worked his way, really earned his way into his starting position out in right field with some pretty strong hitting for a freshman. Going to have the stats for you here in just a second and what he's batting this year. Lou is batting .298, in conference batting north of .350.
Yeah, I think his breakout game was the DeSales game, I believe.
Yeah, that was right before conference play.
Yeah.
He was the leadoff hitter. When I was putting in the scorecard, I hadn't really seen AJ as the leadoff. I was a little bit surprised by that decision, but clearly it's paid off. I mean, he's been an absolute rock at the top of the order for the Garnet, getting on base, getting walks, doubling, and scoring runs. And so I must admit that I was very much mistaken.
Well, and to be fair, he was batting sub 150, I think, at that point. But he brings a ton of speed to the top of the lineup. He knows how to move up on the base pass once he's on there, and he has some pop. He can drive balls to the outfield.
Got a patient eye as well.
Doubles, yeah.
Leading the Garnet with 16 walks, fouls that one into the back net. Count is full. AJ Lou, one of our student workers for basketball games, like to give a special thank you to all of our student workers who are the backbone of this department, as I get some nods from our students here in the booth. Bringing you the Garnet Sports Network and our live stats and video and highlights would not be possible without their help. As Lou grounds over to short, it's going to be a tough throw, though, and he'll beat the throw easily, as Rosanova kind of had to do a hopping throw there. It's a single for AJ Lou, the 11th hit of the game for the Garnet. Yeah, I just, as someone who is a student worker himself here at Swarthmore and then now working for the department in official capacity, I definitely have a lot of appreciation how these students manage their schedules with academics, athletics. Many of our student workers are athletes themselves, and coming out and to do these games, and they're long days at baseball and softball, and so we really appreciate what they do, especially on these Saturday doubleheaders at the end of the year when it'd be very tempting to just be out having a good time getting ready for finals.
Yep, we definitely have a great squad. Best in the conference, I'd imagine.
I would say best in the conference for sure.
My unbiased opinion.
I would put our students against anybody in the conference. I mean, I think what they bring to the table and what we can do because of their efforts, are really, again, this sounds so egotistical, but you know what? That's okay. So I want to give them a special shout out on the broadcast for the things that they do. This season has been, an absolute pleasure. A lot of success for the Garnet teams. That one's grounded over to second. He decides to throw to second, gets the out there. Levitt will reach on a fielder's choice. Looked a little closer at second than I would have thought. I thought he would go to first.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to get that play at second, but they get the out and they get the lead runner, so guess that's the right decision there.
As Fishburne steps up to the plate for Swarthmore. As I was saying, it's been a great year for the Garnet. We've seen a lot of success for a lot of teams. Men's basketball winning their first conference championship. Same with men's swimming. Some spring teams here in the playoff hunt. Men's and women's tennis have clinched. Women's soccer making its third consecutive appearance in the NCAA tournament, as that one's off the plate for a ball. I'm sure that I'm missing some teams, and I apologize to those watching on the broadcast if they feel slighted. In that vein, we're going to have our banquet, our awards banquet on Tuesday, where all our teams will be honored, and the student athletes who've contributed so much during their careers here at Swarthmore will be recognized. There will be a couple individual awards given out. It'll be just a great time to celebrate the past year here in Swarthmore athletics. Fishburne add 1-0 in the count here, one down. Levitt on first. That one's off the plate, 2-0. Fishburne, not a guy you really want to pitch to.
And they're keeping an eye on Levitt over there, trying to prevent Swarthmore from pulling off the hit and run. And Levitt's got some speed. I believe he leads the team in stolen bases.
He does. Levitt with 15 this year. He did get caught earlier at second. Not sure what inning that was, so got to be a little careful. But Fishburne taking another ball, 3-0, hasn't had to lift the bat off his shoulders here. The problem with walking a guy like Fishburne, though, is you have Connor Elliott right behind him, and then behind him is Cole Beaker, and then behind him is Max Grullon, and all these hitters can make you pay in different ways. And so that's a 4-pitch walk issued to Wes Fishburne, which brings up Connor Elliott. And so we've seen this Swarthmore order as the season's gone on, and especially with the insertion of Fishburne into the lineup, really sort of come into its own offensively, and that gives the pitchers a little bit more, I think, confidence. You know, they know if they go out there and they let up a run or two, that their offense sort of has their back on the other side of things. Takes that one for a strike. Nice breeze coming in here to the Prudente press box, which was dedicated earlier this year on the doubleheader against Dickinson. And I have to say, as someone who's worked a lot of baseball, it's an absolute privilege to bring you these games from such a nice press box. And, you know, named for an absolute legend of a man, Ernie Prudente. Grounder to short. Rosanova throws to second, gets the play there.
Oh.
And
wow. And I don't know if Elliott slowed down a little bit going to first, but I thought he was going to be on the bag by the time the throw got there, and then all of a sudden they called him out at first.
Yeah, there's been some close calls. You know, I don't necessarily want to call into question you know, an umpire. It's just such a difficult job to do at this level and with the speed that these players have. But that will be a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Score remains 6-4, both teams putting up zeros there. We'll have a little bit of a break, but we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. So we're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Going to try and queue up a replay of the last out here. See how close that play was at first. Hard to tell. Looks like Elliott was safe, but, you know, that's in the past now. Swarthmore needs to regroup and hold on to this 2-run lead here, put a 0 on the board. Swing and a miss for number 4. Will Strauss. Muhlenberg continues to lead F&M 3-1 out in Allentown. Haverford now up 10-1 on Gettysburg, out at Gettysburg in the bottom of the third. That one now 1-2 for Strauss. That Haverford offense, I feel like, is you know, very capable of running off, you know, 10, 15 runs, and also capable of, you know, like yesterday. Well, they did score 7 yesterday, so. But I think, you know, like Swarthmore, they're a team sort of in the middle of the conference, but they hit like a team that would tend to be at the top of the conference.
Yeah, we saw their hitting on display here earlier this week, and we were on the wrong end of that.
The wrong end of it, yeah. They had, I think, 3 home runs in that game. And so it'll be interesting to see how this playoff picture shapes up in the next, you know, 5 or 6 hours. As that one off the plate bouncing over Yoshi. Tried to stop it, but couldn't get there in time. No runners on base, though, so it won't be too damaging. out in Chestertown, or Washington College leading our sign is 7-5. I believe the Bears were up 3-0 earlier in that one. And that one's fouled off as Strauss will stay alive.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on in Swarthmore Athletics today. Last day of the regular season. We've got women's tennis action going on right now up on Faulkner Courts. As that one's hit into play, it'll be a single up the middle.
Swarthmore trailed 2-1 after doubles. Looks like Hopkins has picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 more singles wins, so that's at least 6 for Hopkins.
So they've clinched the match there.
They've clinched the match, and they've also secured a home court advantage for the upcoming conference playoffs. Swarthmore will be the second seed with the loss to Johns Hopkins. Not sure who will be the third seed, but we'll have all those updates for you on swarthmoreathletics.com as these playoff pictures kind of shake out. After that match concludes, the men's teams will take the court. That will be 2:30 p.m. tentatively. Those live stats will also be on swarthmoreathletics.com. And 1-0 the count now for Nick Valori. Valori, a graduate student who hitting .437 to enter this game. Valori leads the conference, or he did, coming into today at .437. I think earlier he was hitting close to 500. Just absolutely absurd video game-esque numbers.
Oh, no, he's safe at first.
Valori safe at first, but that will hurt his batting average, as that's a fielder's choice with the lead runner, Strauss, out at second.
Any idea how tall the coach is at first base? He makes Cole Beaker look like a small man out there.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. More lanky though than I would say than Beaker.
Yeah.
Beaker a little more solidly built. But listening to some suggestions, some guesses from my press box here. It's like kind of a county fair where they guess your height and weight.
I don't know what the prize is if you get it right though.
Taken for a ball. I think they list the players' heights on the roster, but I don't know if they list the coaches. We'll have to do a little research, see what we can get for you there. I'm not even sure who the first base coach for the Green Terror is. This is all just completely wild and baseless speculation, the best kind of speculation. 1-0. Linhart looks over to first. Casey Nelson batting. Linhart will need to finish out this inning here to be eligible with the win, as swing and a miss there. Couple scoring nuances for you. A starting pitcher has to go 5 innings in a 9-inning game to be credited with the win, and softball have to go 4 of 7. Unless it's a staff day designated prior to the game, in which the starting pitcher indicated will be the pitcher of record. That one's a swing and a miss. Do you have any update for us, Brandon, on the Green Terror coaching staff here?
Well, I'm not quite sure who's coaching at first base. Don't have a good view, and they don't list heights, obviously, on their bio. So I think it's a fruitless search. But
and Beaker under that one in foul territory. It will be the second out of the inning, as Eric Grantland steps up to bat. He hit a home run earlier in the game.
did it hit the dorms out there on the home run, or how?
It was
how
pretty.
far was it?
It might have. I don't think it hit the dorms. That's a little far, but it definitely cleared the fence.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot more home runs this year at Clothier Field with the construction of the dorms, the left and right field wall, and I guess the whole outfield has been brought in. Actually, I stand corrected. The right field wall has not moved. But the left and center fields have been brought in considerably, turned into more of a hitter's park, where I think prior it was a bit more of a pitcher's park.
Yeah, I'd like to see the numbers on how many home runs have been hit at home by both home and away teams. We'll have to check that out between games here.
I want a ball from Linhart. I have to say it's at least 10 this year. I mean, I remember Dickinson had 3 in one inning, and
hard to forget that inning.
hard to forget that. And Haverford had a couple here the other day, and we've had a handful here as well. So, yeah, I would say it's definitely more than 10. Again, baseless speculation. As that one low off the base for Yoshi to block. 3-0 now on Grantland, as he'll probably take this pitch here, looking to get on base any way he can. 2 down in the top of the 5th. It's always a pleasure to be joined on the broadcast. We don't have our normal color guy, Aiden Miller. Now on a 4-pitch walk issued to Grantland. A little bit disappointed in his absence today, but he's done a lot of work for us so far this year. Great to have him on board. And now batting will be number 41. Zach Glover, the designated hitter. Glover also has some pitching duties. He's 0-2 this year with 10 appearances, so I imagine he most often appears in relief situations. Lynn Hart will step off the mound. His day is over. We've got ourselves a pitching change. So Lynn Hart goes 4.2 innings.
Looks like it's Jackson Ramey coming in from the bullpen.
Jackson Ramey will be stepping on the mound. This is his, let's see, Ramey, one of the go-to relief guys for the Garnet, making his 14th appearance. That leads the team. 3.78 ERA for the junior from California. Looking to smooth things out a little bit here as Linhart takes his leave. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
So Jackson Ramey will come in for relief of Linhart. He starts his day off against number 41, Zach Glover. I would say that's an appropriate baseball name. I got some laughs, don't worry.
It's a good one, Roy.
That's a foul ball. 0-1 here, 2 down. 7 hits for McDaniel, 11 for the Garnet. 3 fielding miscues for the Green Terror has not helped their cause here today.
Big swing and a miss from Glover.
A little bit late on that one. Good job by Ramey mixing up his pitches here. So after this game, we'll have another one, provided that there's still daylight, seeing as we're in the top of the 5th inning. But we hope you'll stay with us as long as you can here on the Garnet Sports Network. Reminiscent of last year's season finale when Swarthmore went 14 innings against F&M on the final day of the season. That one ending in a tie. That was a dramatic one. No playoff implications on that one, but still kind of one for the ages nonetheless.
Yeah, that was definitely an exciting game. I'm trying to remember. There was a wild pitch, I believe, that scored.
Ryan Burnett scored on a wild pitch. We have a nice photograph on our website back in the archives. You can see him kind of stepping over the catcher.
Yep. Or AI over Tyronn Lue style.
You can see the dugout cheering for him, and yeah, that was one of the wildest games I've seen in a while.
But still, ending in a tie is never fun.
Never.
No.
Speaking of ties, F&M and Haverford played earlier this season to a tie, as that's grounded to Fishburne. He charges. He'll make the throw to first.
Oh.
And
man. And they're saying Beaker didn't hold the bag. Coach Midkiff runs out. He's going to have some words.
Ramey talking to Beaker. Some disagreement from the fans here.
Respectful disagreement.
Respectful disagreement, as always, of course.
Yeah. Keeping it classy. And the umpires are congregating here, and we'll see if the call gets overturned. See if the home plate umpire overrules. Nope, still safe.
And so the bases are juiced here with 2 outs. For Logan Seitz, and with one swing of the bat, McDaniel could find themselves in the lead here. Ramey in a bit of a pickle here, but as a relief pitcher, these are the moments that you have to really prove your worth. That one to Gruyon. He'll make a little dish over to second. And Swarthmore gets out of the jam. No runs surrendered. Heading into the bottom of the 5th, they lead 6-4. A fielding miscue extends the inning, but Swarthmore gets out there with no damage done. We'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network.
I coined my definition of success in 1934. My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable. It's like reputation and character. Reputation is what others perceive you to be. Character is what you are. I coined my definition of success in 1934. My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable. It's like reputation and character. Reputation is what others perceive you to be. Character is what you are. I coined my definition of success in 1934.
And we're back here.
My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort.
Swarthmore ahead 6-4. These are both must-win games for the Garnet. Have an update. F&M now leads Muhlenberg 4-3, scoring 3 unanswered runs. That was in the top of the 7th, and F&M with 2 runners in scoring position. That one a ball. Want to know the count. So Swarthmore needs Muhlenberg and Gettysburg to kind of help their cause here, or else the season will end today for Swarthmore. 1-0 on Beaker.
Yeah, F&M got a big 2 RBI single with the bases loaded to give them that 4-3 lead. That was by Kawahara.
So it's 2-0 on Beaker. That pitch off the plate for a ball, 3-0, as Austin Fry falling behind here. Major playoff implications also in the Haverford-Swarthmore men's lacrosse game as Beaker takes a 4-pitch walk. Free trip to first for him. Swarthmore looking to make their second consecutive appearance in the Centennial Conference playoffs on the men's lacrosse side after not having made it in the whole history of the Centennial Conference. So they need to beat Haverford, and then Brandon, what else needs to fall the way of the Garnet?
Yeah, so just like last year, they need to beat Haverford on the last game of the season, and this year we also need our Sinus to lose to Dickinson today. So it all comes down to that. So we'll be scoreboard watching that game as well.
Gruillon shows bunt, pulls it away. That's a strike on Max Gruillon.
The men's lacrosse teams won back-to-back games in overtime here at home. So some exciting finishes, keeping them alive in the playoff hunt, and we'll see if they can get the job done today against Haverford.
And that last one against Haverford here at Swarthmore was another nail-biter. I mean, as Gruillon gets a good piece of that, it's in center field.
That's still going back.
That's at the wall. Beaker's rounding third. He'll stay at third, and Gruillon in for a double. Swarthmore is continuing to generate offense here. They've got 12 hits, no outs, runners on second and third for Matt Palmer. I believe Palmer had a single in his last at-bat. A single here might drive in one, maybe even two runs, depending on how deep it is. So Swarthmore reaching double-digit hits yet again. I believe they had, I want to say they had 15 or 16 yesterday against the Fords. Not.
Yeah, I've got it here. They had 16. Yep.
That one off the plate, and since we've got to conference play, they've had a couple games where the hits were a little harder to come by, but they've also had games where they had north of 12, 13, 14 hits. Thinking specifically of that one against Dickinson, I think they had 17 or 18 hits, maybe even 20 hits.
Looks like they had 17.
17 against Dickinson.
Yeah. And then a couple games with north of 15 hits. Did so against Washington College twice, once against Dickinson, once against Muhlenberg. They had 14 the second time against Muhlenberg.
19 the season high for the Garnet. That was against Muhlenberg.
That's a lot of hits.
And Palmer 1-1.
So, what Palmer wants to do here is just make sure it doesn't hit anything to the left side of the infield.
That's a ball. Yeah, they've encroached a little bit.
Yeah, they're playing him short, looking for I guess trying to keep him from. They're trying to force him to hit one over them here in the infield. And
2-run game in the bottom of the fifth. Palmer swings at that one. It's going to be to center field.
Should be deep enough to score Beaker.
Beaker goes. They decide to throw to third, and Gruillon slides in safely by a large margin. So that's a sac fly to center field by Matt Palmer, which scores Cole Beaker and brings Max Gruillon over to third. Swarthmore leads 7-4 here in the bottom of the fifth, as Kenji Yoshi will step up to the plate. And so Yoshi looking to keep things going for the Garnet. The McDaniel infield remains kind of in. They're daring Yoshi to hit one over them. Swing and miss. Yoshi, another one of those student athletes who also works for us in the athletic communications department, working the table for basketball games, doing some volleyball as well. Just an absolutely great kid, very earnest. Such a nice guy. That one a ball well off the plate. Not sure what pitch was called there.
Yoshi's 0 for 2 today. Struck out twice. Trying to bring the runner home here.
Fouls that one off. 1-2 now for Yoshi. Yoshi, one of a handful of players on the team with the stirrups. got some different looks out there.
Yeah, a couple players sport that traditional classic look. Burnett, one of them, waiting on deck there. Ooh, kind of a half-hearted swing from Yoshi there. I think he wasn't sure whether he wanted to go after that one or not, and got caught in between.
Definitely paid for his indecision there, and that's another strikeout for Yoshi. As Ryan Burnett will step up, he's been having quite the day on his last home games of his career. Prior to the game, he, Fishburne, and Steven Matos Torres went on the field with their professors in honor of Faculty Appreciation Day. In our program here, there's some very nice words from each of them about the individual professors they wanted to honor and what they've contributed to their experience at Swarthmore. I would read them to you, but I don't know if there's quite enough time for that, so maybe I'll put it online for you to download. Just a very nice gesture by the baseball team to sort of give back and show appreciation to the talented and dedicated faculty we have here at Swarthmore, as that is a 1-1 count on Ryan Burnett. So Grullon remains at third. Got 2 gone here.
Oh, I thought that was off the plate a little bit.
Yeah, that I disagree with that call. I'm not the only one. Kind of the way he moved his glove to kind of frame that. It definitely looked like he wasn't expecting that pitch. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, he's standing up high. Oh, a little bit of pitch out.
Trying to
making sure Grullon's not trying to break for home, but did we have a steal of home earlier this year?
I believe we did in softball. I don't know if we did in baseball.
Okay.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Pretty rare that you see someone try to steal
Tough
home.
play to pull off when the pitch is coming in.
Fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Swarthmore women's lacrosse ending their season with a 20-15 loss to Haverford. Combined 35 goals scored in that contest. And Burnett pokes it. Second baseman's there.
Did he beat it? Nope.
He was out. I was a little bit surprised at how long the second baseman waited there.
Yeah.
Looked like he wanted to throw it earlier, but he hesitated.
So another close play at first. Swarthmore leaves the runner at third, but they got the 6-4 lead. So we go to the top of the sixth. Correction, we lost a run on our scoreboard. It is 7-4 for those of you watching at home.
That would be an interesting wrinkle if you could lose runs. Not sure how that would work.
Yeah. All right, we'll try to figure out how to lose runs here.
So Tyler O'Shea will look to get things going here for the Green Terror. They trail by 3 in the top of the 6th. Haverford still leading Gettysburg 10-4. That one in the top of the 5th. That one even behind this game. Not sure if they got a really late start or what happened there. That first pitch is a ball. F&M on top of Muhlenberg 4-3. We're in the top of the 8th in that one. Hopkins leads Dickinson 3-1. Washington ahead of Ursinus, 7-5.
O'Shea's 2 for 2 today with a double.
Takes that one for a strike. 1-2 the count.
Oh, we got a piece of that one.
Good contact off the left field wall. Is that going to be another double for O'Shea? Yep. It looks like it will. O'Shea stays hot at the plate with his second double of the day and his third hit of the afternoon.
Through the net.
So McDaniel with a runner on second with no outs. A good leadoff by O'Shea. They trail by 3. That one a ball. One and one now. At the plate is number 20, Keegan Romanoff. This is the 8th game and first start for Romanoff. Romanoff, a sophomore from Hanover, Pennsylvania. He grounds weakly to the pitcher. Ramey underhand scoop to Beaker, but it moves the runner to third. And the top of the order is back up to bat. It's Rosanova taking his turn at the plate. Taken for a ball. That one fouled off. Will it stay in play? It will not. And it rolls down the hill a little bit.
There's some work going on down that hill on Scalar track, trying to patch up some rough spots there, getting ready for the Swarthmore Last Chance meet. I believe that's on May 15th. Usually a pretty good good group of athletes competing at that event. We had some Olympic qualifiers here last year, and it's really cool seeing that, like, these top athletes competing at that level.
And it's a lot. Those foul balls are a lot less, I guess, life-threatening than the ones at softball. Those ones that land in the traffic circle, and they make their way onto 320. Oh, it's always a dicey proposition when you send a student worker into a couple lanes of traffic to retrieve a softball. They definitely earned their money with that job.
Yeah. I think they get hazard pay for that.
Yeah, time and a half.
Yeah, it's a little safer to retrieve balls here on the baseball side of Clothier Field.
So Clothier Field is actually, I guess, an entire complex. The turf is called Clothier Field, and the baseball field is called Clothier Field, and the softball field is called Clothier Field. As that one, I believe that's a ball, makes the count full. So if you're ever confused about how we're playing different sports on the same field, that is your explanation. They're all kind of labeled under that group of Clothier Field.
Now, at one point, I believe soccer actually played here on this field in right field there. I believe they had a soccer field going across there at one point in the school's history. I believe Ernie was commenting about that, how they couldn't practice in the fall because soccer used this field.
Interesting. So now they've got runners on the corner as Rosanova draws a walk, brings up number 4, Will Strauss. 1 down, runners on the corners. Swarthmore ahead by 3. You can definitely see in some of those old pictures the 101 building there across the street. That's now the home for the Swarthmore Communications Department. They went from being up on the hill down to 101 across the street here. Throws over to first. Ramey worried about Rosanova. Rosanova, a prolific base stealer.
The runner's moving, but that's fouled away.
He's
Beaker
got
has a read on it.
And Beaker makes the
catch.
play in foul territory. And
Oh, it's a double play.
that's a double play.
Or maybe a triple play? Oh, no. Isn't that out number 3 already?
So it looks like the play was safe.
Safe at home?
Safe at home. So I guess that's a sac fly with the runners scoring. Even though it was in foul territory, he tagged up and scored. So I think that'll be credited for an F3 sac fly. That's always a strange one to see when
when the first base.
Yeah, when he goes out there, makes the catch, and then the guy scores from third. It's almost as if, do you let the ball drop and then try to get one in the infield that you can get? So now it's 7-5, still in favor of the Garnet, but a little bit less room for error on a day where they don't have much. They need a lot of things to break their way if they want to make the playoffs. That one popped up and out of play over the press box. Just doing a quick read over of the stats manual. Double check some things. That one a ball. Baseball and softball statistics can be very intricate and arcane. That one is well struck. Is that going to be out of here?
That's way gone.
That is a home run, and just like that, it is 7-7. McDaniel uses that home run by number 15. Nick Valori, the graduate student. And he ties it up at 7. So it's 7-7. Things tightening up here a little bit. We're in the top of the 6th. McDaniel with 3 runs in this inning, including that 2-run shot. That's their second 2-run home run of the game. That one a strike. Ramey's got to settle back in here. There's still at least 3.5 innings of baseball to go, and this has become a lot more lot closer than the Garnet would have wanted. Grion over to Beaker.
The inning's going to continue here.
The inning will continue. Did that pop out of Beaker's glove? Or?
Yeah.
Now batting number 24.
And that will extend the inning further. Swarthmore needing to settle in here a little bit. They can't let errors compound on themselves. And, you can't let the frustration with how the game is called affect your play. That will be singled past a diving Matt Palmer. Good extension by Palmer. Got himself parallel to the earth. But it's a single, and the inning will continue for McDaniel. They've got runners on first and second. They've hit double digits for hits now. That was their 10th of the ball game here in the top of the 6th.
That's tough. We thought there was going to be that double play with the play at the plate, but the inning continues after that, and McDaniel's making Swarthmore pay.
They're definitely hungry, and you can tell that they're motivated. But that takes a little weird bounce, but plays made at second to end the inning. McDaniel ties things up at 7 apiece, and like I mentioned early in the broadcast, that's the thing about baseball and softball. You have to play the game out. You can't run out the scoreboard. You sort of have to. You can't really play to protect the lead per se, because anything can happen in one or two swings of the bat, and it's unlike a lot of other sports, I think, in that regard. So Swarthmore will look to break the tie here. We head into the bottom of the 6th. I believe there's a new pitcher on the mound. It will be
number 21.
Number 21, you are correct. That is Nathan Miller, making his 11th appearance of the season.
Number 21,
Nathan Miller, 0-1 on the year, 6.75 ERA. He's pitched 10.2 innings for the Green Terror. So we're going to take a little bit of a break as he gets himself acclimated to the game, and we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. And we're back. So Nathan Miller will get his day started up against the leadoff hitter, A.J. Liu. The game is tied at 7. Swarthmore with the playoff berth still available to them. That one in for a ball. None of the early results have come in yet. Those doubleheaders still going on. I believe F&M leading Muhlenberg 4-3. Haverford still on top of Gettysburg. I believe that one is 10-4 in favor of the Fords. Scores sometimes take a little while to update, so we might be an inning or two behind. That one well inside on Liu. 2-0 the count on him.
Looks like no start yet from men's tennis up the hill.
And there's a little bit of a delay in the game as McDaniel's tent kind of blew onto the field. It was their hospitality tent, and the players are putting forth an effort to kind of get it back up. It just slid right onto the field. It's a windy day here at Clothier Field. Got to keep those tents staked down.
First I've seen that happen.
Apologies, we can't get that visual for you, but I will describe it. It was a red tent. Those are the only really identifying details I have right now.
Everyone looks okay. No one was attached to the tent or anything. And we're back.
2-0. That was an exciting diversion. In for a strike on Lou, 2-1. And Lou with a single up the middle on the new arm. That's number 21, Nathan Miller, who starts things off by surrendering a hit as Charlie Levitt will step in and keep this going here. That's 13 hits for Swarthmore here in the bottom of the sixth.
Still a lot of base runners in this game.
A lot of base runners, yeah. There's been a lot of offense so far here.
Roy, Charlie Levitt hit, 2 home runs yesterday?
2 home runs, 5 RBIs. A 3-run shot and a 2-run shot. He scored 3 runs and had, I believe, 4 hits in that game. I was looking at the record books, and it's amazing. You know, the Centennial Conference record for RBIs in a game by one player is 11. 11. How does one player drive in 11 runs?
Well, Gettysburg had a player that had 2 grand slams in a game this
year.
That
is
right?
true.
So that would count for 8.
Connor
right
Probst,
there.
I believe, or Chuck Probst rather is his name. He had 2 grand slams in a game. I just think if a guy,
that's a lot of RBIs.
You know, if a guy has 11 RBIs, why would you pitch to him anymore?
That's true.
You know, if he gets to
I would
8,
just roll it across the plate at that point.
Yeah, just walk him. Just don't even. I don't know.
Unless
but
the bases are loaded, and then
I think in that case it'd probably be better just to walk in one run.
Just give in one.
I mean, that's the old Barry Bonds, right?
Yeah.
You know, I believe he was once intentionally walked with the bases loaded, and I think from a statistical perspective, it was probably the right decision.
Yeah.
Because I think his slugging percentage at that point was above 1.
That was incredible.
So he would be expected, to at least single at that point. So it's interesting. I just thought, Levitt had a career day. 5 RBIs is impressive for any player, but put in the context of the conference.
That one left a dent in the field house wall behind us.
It's always a danger around, say, softball and baseball games. Definitely would not park my car in the vicinity.
Yeah. Nope.
Lou leading off. Time called. And that's a balk, which will give Lou a free base. He trots his way over to second. Swarthmore has a runner in scoring position with no outs. This is the part of the broadcast where I hand it over to Mr. Hodnett. I will be shifting over to the PA announcing. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us on the Garnet Sports Network. Brandon will be doing Game 2 as well. I'll still be in the booth here in spirit. I hope you guys will stick around for this game and for the next one as well. I'm Roy Grime, and I'll be signing off, but Brandon will take you on home.
Thanks, Roy. And we're ready to resume play. Nathan Miller on the mound for the Green Terror. Runner on second. Charlie Levitt at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It takes a hop. Lou retreats to second. Seven game here. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Miller. Breaking ball. Ooh, catches the plate. Is that not strike 3? Yep, there it is. Strike 3 called. Levitt down on strikes. Caught him looking on that. Breaking ball inside. This will bring Wes Fishburne to the plate. Fishburne 1 for 1 with 2 runs batted in and a walk. Had a sac fly as well. Another pitch in the dirt. Lou's not going. Fishburne batting right-handed. One-oh pitch. Low again. The 2-0. Driven through the gap. Lou gets the third. He'll hold up there. And Fishburne's on board with a single. Runners on first and third now. Good hit by Fishburne. Over in Allentown, Franklin Marshall now holds a 6-3 lead over the Mules. Bottom 9. Fishburne on first, Lou on third. Connor Elliott at the plate, takes the first pitch strike. Miller looks over at first, delivers outside. Counts even at 1-1. Elliott's 1 for 3 today, has a double. Grounded out twice. Actually hit into a double play as well. High breaking ball. Lou holds at third. Fishburne a swipe second. 2 runners in scoring position now. Another pitch outside, 3 balls, 1 strike to Elliott. Chance to break the game open here. 1 down. The 3-1 pitch from Miller. Takes a hop and This should score Lou on the wild pitch. Lou scampers home, and Swarthmore's back in the lead. It's an 8-7 game here in the bottom of the 6th. This will bring Cole Beaker to the plate. Beaker sporting the white arm sleeve on his left arm. Beaker takes his first pitch strike. The 0-1 pitch to Beaker. High breaking ball. Stays too high. Over in Allentown, Muhlenberg down to their last out. They trail 6-3. Soft throw over to first here. Pitch outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Beaker. Throw back over to first. So we've been scoreboard watching all day, and it looks like this Franklin and Marshall Muhlenberg game has gone final. F&M wins this one 6-3, and unfortunately for the Garnet, that means that they will not be able to take that last playoff spot. It's just the way the cards fall, so don't know whether anyone in the dugout is getting information to them, but Swarthmore's going to play out the games here and still try to sweep the final series of the year. Just unfortunately means they will not be able to make the playoffs this season, but a really good push, and Beaker sends that one to right. It's drifting back. Catch made for the out. It's deep enough to score Fishburne, so Fishburne scores on the sac fly. Swarthmore adds another insurance run. Nine 7 Swarthmore leads. So Grion reaches, and runners on first and second. We're trying to get our balls and strikes count back on the scoreboard graphic here. 1 ball, no strikes. I'll try to get the count back up between innings here. 1 ball, 1 strike to Palmer. Runners on first and second. The pitch, low. Two one to Palmer. Drills it into right center. This will score at least 1. Elliott is home. Gruyan rounds third. He is in, and that's a 2 RBI double for Matt Palmer. Good piece of hitting by Palmer. Just driving that into the outfield. 11-7 game. The runs just keep on coming. And I think this will chase Miller from the game. His day is done. And we have a new pitcher. Number 1, I believe, Tyler Wright. Tyler Wright is a senior. East Newmarket, Maryland. Right-handed pitcher. Try to get you stats on him. Wright's ERA is at 5.25 right now. No losses, no wins. 7 appearances. He's pitched 12 innings, given up 13 hits. 7 walks, 9 strikeouts. Let him throw the rest of his warm-up pitches, and we'll be right back. Kenji Yoshi to the plate. He'll be the first batter to face Wright. Runner on second for the Garnet after that RBI, 2 RBI double from Palmer, going the opposite way. 2-0 pitch to Yoshi, popped him up. It's going foul. It'll go out of play. Yoshi's behind, 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch. Hard hit ball to short. Throw over in time for the out. Three down. We're going to the top of the 7th. Swarthmore leads 11-7. We'll be right back. New pitcher for the Garnet. Groppe on the mound. Groppe's a sophomore from Falls Church, Virginia. Right-handed pitcher. That one is driven to left. Catch made for out number 1. One away for Groppe. Groppe's 2-4 on the year in 6 appearances. Usually in the starting role, has 1 complete game. 33 2/3 innings pitched. Giving up 33 hits and 15 runs, 14 of them earned. Walked 11 batters and struck out 9. Chopper over the mound. Gobbled up by Gruyan. Strong throw over to first in time for the out.
batting number 20, Keegan Romanoff.
At the bottom of the lineup now, it's Keegan Romanoff at the plate. First pitch to him runs way inside, backs him off.
I was watching that game. I turned it on for like 10 minutes and I was listening to guys go, this guy got hit in the head at first with that. And then again, he just punched him. they were not happy. I
Two balls, no strikes. Pitch to Romanoff in the dirt. Romanoff's 0 for 2, has a sack. 3 groundouts. That one's over for a strike. 3-1 to Romanoff. The pitch inside. Oh, it's called strike 2. The 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. It's fouled away. Here comes the 3-2 again from Groppe. Delivery inside. Just tried to saw him off there. Fouled back. The 3-2 just missed the outside part of the plate.
Now batting number 8, Antonio Rosanova.
So that's a free pass for Romanoff, and we're back to the top of the lineup. Rosanova at the plate. Rosanova 1 for 3, scored twice. Has a walk and a stolen base, drives that one to left. This could be off the fence. It's actually over it. It's gone. Another dinger for McDaniel. It's an 11-9 game now on the 2-run shot from Rosanova.
Now batting number 4, Will Strauss.
One ball, no strikes to Strauss. It's the 6th home run allowed by Groppe this year. The 3-0 pitch from Groppe, high and inside, ball 4.
Now batting number 15, Nick Valori.
Some stirring in Swarthmore's bullpen as Coach Matt Midkiff comes out. I don't know if he's going to make a change or just have a talk with Groppe. Just some quick advice from Coach Matt Midkiff. Nick Valori at the plate. 1 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. First pitch to him's outside. Valori batting .437 on the year. 5 home runs now. Sends that one to third. Fishburne's on it. Throw across the diamond for the out. That's 3 away, but McDaniel tacks 2 more on the board on a 2-run shot. Swarthmore leads 11-4. Stretch time here at Clothier Field. Bernie leads things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Slow breaking ball misses for ball 1. Tyler Wright on the hill for the Green Terror. Swing and a miss. Burnett's timing a bit off there. The 1-1 pitch. Oh, missed just a little bit outside. I thought that was going to hang over the plate. The 2-1 to Burnett. Slow grounder to second. Throw over to first. In time for the out.
Now batting number 28, AJ Liu.
Now we're back to the top of the lineup. It's AJ Liu stepping into the box. One away here in the bottom of the 7th. Liu 2 for 3 today. Also reached on a walk and on an error. The 1-0 to Liu outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch to Lou, misses outside as well. Lou's ahead, 3 balls, no strikes. Pitch in the dirt, ball 4, Lou's aboard. Charlie Levitt to the plate. 1 for 4 with the run batted in. First pitch to Levitt. Hangs a little bit high and outside. Another ball. Wright's having a hard time finding the strike zone here. 7 straight balls pitched, or excuse me, 6 straight balls. Another 3-0 count for the Garnet. Levitt, I imagine, will keep the bat on his shoulder here unless it's a nice pitch right down the middle. Oh, I thought that missed a little bit outside, but the home plate umpire gives him the corner of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. With 3-1, swing and a miss. Lou's going, slides in safely with the stolen base. The 3-2 pitch. Runs inside. Ball 4.
Now batting number 22, Wesley Fishburne.
Runners on first and second. Wes Fishburne at the plate. Swarthmore with 11 runs on board already. Time called as I believe we're going to have a pitching change. Usually Wright's going to stay in. Fishburne steps back in. Runners on first and second. 1 down. First pitch way outside. Correction, that's ball 2 to Fishburne. Drives that one. This one is back. It is out of here. A 3-run shot for Wes Fishburne. Have yourself a day, Wes. Fishburne got all of that one. Driving it over the high fence and left. That's a 3-run bomb. The base is cleared after that shot from Fishburne. Swarthmore keeps piling on the runs. It's 14-9. Connor Elliott at the plate now. He takes that one for a ride. It's foul. The ball's 1 strike to Elliott. Steps out. 14-9. Swarthmore leads this one. We've scored in every inning except for the 4th. Gets underneath that one. Tries to turn on it. It's fouled away. Two strikes to Elliott. Only 1 down for the Garnet. That pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fishburne, after that home run, he's 3 for 3 today. 5 runs batted in. And Elliott is retired. That'll bring Cole Beaker to the plate. Nobody on, 2 out, bottom 7th. The pitch to Beaker. High breaking ball. Ball 1. Two-zero count to Beaker. Runs inside. Oh, that's a called strike. Watches that one sail high. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1. Driven to right. Catch made for out number 3. Swarthmore puts 3 on the board this inning. They lead 14-9. So we head to the top of the 8th. Top of the 8th, Casey Nelson at the plate. Sends this one out and over, and that's a home run. First pitch, it's gone. Casey Nelson not giving me a whole lot of time to get set up there. Clubs a solo shot, and balls are flying out of the park left and right here. 14-10, Swarthmore still leads. We're going to run out of baseball soon. 4 home runs hit by the Green Terror today. 1 for Swarthmore. Eric Grantland at the plate. Working with an 0-2 count from Groppe. The pitch. Yoshi steps out to talk with Groppe. The pitch. Club to right. Lou's back, tracking. Makes the catch. A few feet shy of the fence. In men's lacrosse action, Swarthmore just scored again. They lead 6-2 in the second quarter over at Haverford in a must-win game for them. Breaking ball from Groppe. Looked good, missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Glover, or pitch to Glover, excuse me. Another miss, 2 balls, no strikes. Groppe comes back in with the breaking ball, hits his spot this time, 2 balls, 1 strike. Grounder might get through. No, it's grabbed by Grion. Has a tough throw off his back foot. Takes a bounce. And the batter reaches safely. Base hit for Glover. Chris Morris steps in. Morris is pinch hitting for Logan Seitz. See if Morris will stay in to play left. The pitch, fouled back. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes on Morris. The pitch hangs over and it's fouled. Out of play, first base side. The 1-2 saws him off. A strikeout for Grappy. And I believe he's joined the double-digit strikeout club. Grappy with 10 strikeouts on the year. Pitch in the dirt. Runner will move up to second. We're on second, 14-10. The pitch. High. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Fouled back. So that update from men's lacrosse was Bellucci with the goal, giving Swarthmore the 4-goal lead. Throw to first, in time for the out. Garnet get out of the inning. McDaniel puts one on the board on a solo shot to lead off the inning. Swarthmore leads 14-10, and we're headed to the bottom of the 8th.
Leading off the inning, number 1, Max Gruyan.
Max Gruyan will get things started here for the Garnet. Defensive change for the Green Terror. Number 6, Tim Greast, into play left. Gruyan takes the first pitch for a strike. Bottom 8 here. Swing and miss from Gruyan. The 0-2 missed outside. Grullon gets that one through and past the diving third baseman. And that's a single for Grullon. Palmer to the plate, had a 2 RBI double his last time up. Grullon on first. Palmer shows bunt. Grullon back safely. Swarthmore men's lacrosse's lead is down to 6-4 with under 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Starting to see some scores from the tennis match up on the hill. Men's tennis taking on Johns Hopkins. Looks like first and second doubles are holding on to a 2-1 lead for Swarthmore. Third doubles has a 1-0 lead. So that's just getting underway up on Faulkner Courts. The pitch. Palmer lays down the bunt. And the throw over to first sails high. Grullon goes to third. Throw comes in from right field. Palmer reaches on the sac bunt plus the error. And senior Steven Matos Torres comes into the game. A chance to bring home a run or two. And Palmer's going to take second. No throw. Second and third for Matos Torres. The 1-0 popped up. Catch made in foul ground behind the plate for the first out. Let's bring up another senior, Ryan Burnett. Runners on second and third, one down. Ball's in the dirt, runners hold. pitch. Fouled away off the barn. Pitch high. 2-1. Three 3-1 to Burnett. Here's the pitch. Left up high, he pops it up. Catch is made at short. 2 down, and we're back to the top of the lineup. A.J. Liu at the plate. Runners on second and third. That one's popped up. Another high towering fly ball. This one's caught in right. And the inning's over for the Garnet. We go to the top of the ninth. Swarthmore holds on to a 4-run lead.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
New catcher in for the Garnet. It's Alvin Lubetkin behind the plate. Groppy still on the hill. Keegan Romanoff at the plate. That pitch sails high. Skips out of the glove of Lubetkin. Pitch in the dirt, bounces away. 3 balls, no strikes. Coach Gus makes a signal towards the bullpen. Groppy's struggling a little bit with the control here. The 3-0 pitch. Gets that one over. It's a good pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. that one misses wide. Or excuse me, inside. Free pass for Romanoff, and back to the top of the lineup for Rosanova. Rosanova, one of 4 players with a home run for the Green Terror. Takes the first pitch strike. The 0-1 outside part of the plate is good for a strike. The 0-2 pitch misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's shallow fly ball to right. Lose underneath it, makes the grab.
Now batting number 4, Will Strauss.
Grappy's pitch is low. Pitch to Strauss. Ball to left, drops in for a base hit. Runners on first and second.
Now batting number 15, Nick Valori.
Runners on first and second. Hard hit ball to short. They get the runner at second, and that puts runners on the corners.
Now batting number 27, Casey Nelson.
Two away, and a chance to end it here. Lebekin sets up outside the pitch. Over the plate for a strike. Runners on the corners for Nelson. The 0-1, that skips away. That'll score 1 on the wild pitch. Grappy trying to go outside, goes too far outside. Swing and a miss from Nelson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Grappy Fouled away. McDaniel staying alive. Runner on second. The 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball. The pitch from Grappy. Drifting to center. Burnett's back against the fence. It's off the wall. Throw comes into second. Stand up double, plates another one, and it's a 2-run game. 14-12. This will bring Grantland to the plate, who I believe homered earlier today. Grantland 2 for 4 with a home run and a walk. Represents the tying run. The pitch. Gets the plate. The 0-1 outside. Big breaking ball. Stays over for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grappy's trying to end it here. 2 down for the Green Terror. Runner on second. Grappy delivers over the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Green Terror go down on strikes, and that's the end of game 1. Swarthmore wins this one 14-12. It's what felt like a marathon game. 14-12, your final. Swarthmore gets the W. We head to game number 2. Stay tuned. Check back here on Garnet Sports Network, streaming live on YouTube for the rest of the action. I'm Brandon Huddett. Thanks for watching today's broadcast. For Roy Grime and everyone else here that helped produce this game, thank you again, and have a great afternoon if you're not sticking around for game number 2.